What is up? It is the City Cowboy, Anthony, coming at you with another hunt tip. Today's tip is another tick tip. First one went over so well, I wanted to give you a little bit more detail on how to keep those little buggers off of you. Obviously, number one was tick check, tick check. If you have a friend, it works great because they can check all your body, your hair that you can't see. But if it's just by yourself, make sure you thoroughly check your body to make sure those guys aren't digging into your skin. But now I'm going to give you my top 4 tick preventions. Number 1, repellent spray. Me and Brad tried this out last year. We used some dead downwind and it definitely seemed to keep the tick numbers lower. We still got ticks, but they weren't as much. Me personally, several stories. I've had 40, 50, 60 ticks on me at once. Absolutely disgusting. But Brad can vouch for me. I was a tick magnet. And that brings me to tip number 2. Wait, obviously on the repellent, try to get scent free because when you're hunting deer especially, their smell's really good. So see if you can get natural oils, organic, anything that's not gonna, blow your scent. Okay, now it leads me to tip 2. Clothing. I was wearing fleece when we were hunting, and that just seemed to be very easy for those ticks to grab onto. Brad was wearing First Lights material, which is nice and smooth, and his tick numbers were 1, 2, maybe 3 ticks where I'm crawling in them, 30, 40. So tip number 2 is clothing. Choose a smooth clothing that ticks aren't going to be able to grab onto. Now that brings me to tip number 3. Watch where you're going. Ticks, I know you're going to be in the rugged terrain, walking around and everything, and it's hard to do, but ticks are in the briars. They could be in leaves. So the thicker stuff you're walking through, the more chances you're going to get ticks on you. So try to avoid that stuff. Take to paths, game trails, whatever you can do to stay out of that thickness. Number 4, this isn't foolproof, but if you absolutely hate ticks, hunt in the cold. And I mean, it's got to be consistently cold, because if it's cold, a little bit of a warm day, those dudes can pop right back up. I've had it happen to me, and then I'm like, what is he doing there? It's 60. But if you hate ticks, hunt the freezing cold, hunt through the snow, and they're not going to be anywhere. So those are my 4 tips. Again, repellent, spray, keep them off. Clothes, keep them smooth. Stay away from fleece and fluffy stuff. Number 3, watch where you're going, because the thicker the leaves, the thicker the briar, the thicker the ticks. And number 4, you don't want them at all. Freeze, yo, booty off. All right, I'll be back tomorrow.